Hi everybody, welcome to the first video in Cold Timber Creations Garage. My name is Mitch Rustine. I'm an amateur woodworker. I do various projects out of my garage, hoping to see where this can go for me, see if it can grow or not. So kind of testing the waters here with a video series on making a walnut epoxy pour table. I had wanted to get my shop into better shape before I recorded this video, but I need to be able to move this mammoth piece of walnut that's in front of me right now because it is springtime in Minnesota, which means it's going to storm tonight, and I need to be able to get both of my cars into my garage. So this is going to get cut today whether I like it or not. This walnut is huge. It is about 9 feet long. It is 4 feet wide over here at the crotch. It's about 31 inches in the middle, and it's about 2 inches thick. This particular client wants a walnut and black epoxy desk. So that's what we're going to do today. He wants it to be 6 feet wide. So I have to cut this down. Fortunately, I was able to go out and find a brand new Festool TS75. If you know what that is, that's great. If you don't, it's a track saw, but it's a track saw. It's not the 55, it's the 75, meaning that it's got a bigger blade that'll help me cut through material that is almost up to 3 inches in thickness. So I needed the bigger Festool saw to be able to cut wood that is this thick. Unfortunately, I have no idea how to use it. So I'm gonna read my instruction manual right now, and then I'm gonna come back in a flash and we're gonna lop the ends off of this piece of walnut. See you soon. Okay, I just had to cut it twice, but I think it's apart now, so let's take a look. Oh my gosh, it's not even there yet. Okay, one more time. Okay, it's apart. Let's have a look-see. Oh my gosh. It did cut it, a nice cut. Very straight, very accurate, minimal splintering, which will get cleaned up in finishing anyway. And here you can see just how thick this piece of walnut actually is. So now I'm gonna get set up to cut on the other side. Okay, that should do it. Let's make sure I'm not gonna cut over any screws, because it's screwed together and I don't want to Okay, so that's safe. That's safe. We're also going to straighten this out, and then I'm going to measure and mark 6 feet. If I can find my tape measure. There it is. I bet you guys think your garage is messy. Okay, so the inside of that line is dead on 6 feet. However, that is not. I'm going to get a pencil. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to measure it at 73 inches instead of 72. He wants 6 foot, but after it comes out of the mold with the epoxy in it, I'll probably have to trim off a little bit on each end, and I'll want to be able to trim off more on this end, so I'm going to mark it at 73 inches and clamp that. There you have it. So I had to work for its money there a little bit. Maybe I should have done it in a couple of different passes. We went right through the center of this one branch here. Great piece of wood. And this guy, a little bit of bark coming off. This was the section that was giving me all that trouble. Started to make the motor work pretty hard right there. You can see it, I even burned it a little bit just when I slowed down so it didn't stop. But again, nice job, Festool, great cut, super accurate. Actually a lot easier to set up than I thought it would be. Minimal splintering, great power. The saw worked just great, and now I have a more manageable, ginormous piece of walnut that will eventually get turned into a desk. Okay, and just like that, we're back. I have the piece of wood cut. You can see it here. I have it repositioned a little bit. If you see behind me, I cleaned my garage a little bit because I watched the other clips that I did that I filmed yesterday while I was cutting the wood, and my garage was a mess. I'm going to try and make it better, I promise. It'll be probably just a little bit of a slow process for me. So the desk slab is cut. I did talk with the client. This side is going to be the side that was up. We briefly talked about having the other side up. I'll post a picture of that on my Instagram page, cold_timber, at Instagram. You can go see that. I'll post a picture of both sides, so then you can take a look and figure out which one you would have done. However, the client wants this live edge in front of you here. That's going to be where he sits, and he wanted the bigger part, like the return on the desk, this part of the desk return, he wanted that to be on his right side, which means we're stuck with this side being up, and that's fine because the crotch area here has much more character than it does on the other side. So right now, we are working with the metal fabricators to get the measurements for the legs all ironed out. That's going to be 2x4 raw steel tubing. When we get those, I'll do an unboxing and we can look at all of them. And also, he's going to have that same metal fabricator fabricate a center drawer to go right under the desk right here. And we haven't really ironed out the dimensions for that drawer yet, but I'm thinking it's going to be about 18 inches wide, 12 inches deep, and the drawer will have a depth of, I don't know, 2.5, 3 inches maybe, something like that. So that's the plan for the desk right now. Like I said earlier, next things for me to do are to build the pour table. So I'm going to get, I know I can make them out of plastic, the high density poly sheets. Those are super expensive. I'm not going to do that right now until I figure out if this is something that I want to keep doing. So I'm going to make the pour table just out of laminated press board. It'll be white laminated press board. I have the silicone for it. I have mold relief spray. I just ordered the black dye. My customer wants the voids in the walnut filled with black dye epoxy, so that's what we're going to do there. And I'm also going to take the cutoffs. The cutoffs are ginormous. Here's one. There's a few of them. This is the biggest one. It's got some nice cracks in it. It needs to be leveled out a little bit. This is bigger than 15 inches, so I don't think I'll get it inside my planer, but I can build a router sled for it. That's fine. In any event, client wants a printer table for his photography printer. He's an amateur photographer, and he needs a table, a side table for his printer, so I'm going to do that. And I'm actually going to build and pour the side table first. So I'm going to make a smaller pour table first. I'm going to build that. I have yet to figure out the layout for those pieces in the side table. Don't know what it's going to look like just yet, but we'll get there. If you have any ideas, go ahead and throw them in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Other than that, I think that does it for this video right now. Oh, one more thing I wanted to show you guys. This is really neat. Check this out. Isaac, if you can figure out how to get a good shot of this. This saw blade here is, I don't even know how old it is, right? But it was given to me by my brother-in-law. It was all rusty and beat up and stuff. And he thought it might make a great shop sign. Of course, he was right. So I brought it to a laser engraver and had them engrave Cold Timber Creations on it along with a tree. You know, and that'll just be logo here going forward. I do have the handles for the saw right here. They need to get cleaned up. The hardware for these handles are solid brass. So I'm keeping those, cleaning those up, polishing them. They're gonna look all pretty. And then when that's all done, I'll probably hang that somewhere here behind me. Maybe here, maybe in that corner, I don't know. I still have to figure out how I'm gonna do this filming thing in the space that I have. I don't know how filming is gonna work in here for me. It still looks kind of junky in here. It'll get better, but right now it still looks kind of junky. You can see I've got some open electrical stuff going on back there from when I put my sub panel in to put 220 on the wall for my dust collector and my saw and my planer. So I don't know how all this filming is going to work out for me. I'm hoping good. We'll see. I need to do better things with lighting. I need to do better stuff with cameras. I need to do better with background clutter. There's a lot of stuff that I can do better. If you have any ideas for me, put them in the comments too. That I would appreciate it. I'll try and read them all. Now, so the next time I see you, we will be making a pour table. All right? See you then. Bye, everybody.